another weekly episode from your boys, the Buffalo Happy Hour. Michael, what's going on, dude? You doing good?
Yeah, doing good.
Do you need a refill?
Yeah, do you?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm good. I already poured my second. You got to pour your second.
Oh, you poured your second?
I poured my second, dude. We're getting sloshy tonight.
Wow.
I even told Gene already. I'm like, if I come up, I might be a little sloshed.
Really?
Because we're doing 4 whiskey reviews and we're recording 2 episodes.
Yeah, but those were actual, like, sample pours. We weren't crazy. No, we were good. We were good.
Remember when we actually measured out the half ounce or whatever? And we're like,
And we
this
laughed.
is gay. Yeah.
Oh, my God. We laughed so hard.
Are you happy that the term gay is coming back?
It never should have laughed, dude. I drew the line at the F word. Like, okay, I get it. Whatever. A little harsh. I get it. But, like...
The F word that ends in the G, not the F word that ends in the K, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it ends in a T. If you actually say the full word.
Yeah, but that's a bundle of sticks, dude.
In the UK, which you can't post on Facebook anymore without getting arrested, but yeah.
That's wild, isn't it?
Oh, it's terrifying. But yeah.
Scotland's going down.
What do you got this weekend?
This weekend, I am trying to make sure that Serena's not going to go crazy with the fireworks.
Also my
Because
concern.
This is her first 4th of July. If you don't know, we recorded 2 of these back to back. If you haven't noticed that we're wearing the same black shirt, mind the business, but we've been recording a lot of whiskey reviews and some episodes because Mike is able to come over. So right now, the 4th of July is tomorrow. Today's July 3rd. And when Serena came home the first time, she was a whopping 6 days old. So I'm not sure how she's going to react to them because last time she couldn't react because she was basically still dead. So we're trying to figure that out and make sure that she can not cry through the fireworks. So we're staying home. The country club's in the backyard, so they do a fireworks display. The other country club that's down the street, which you know of, is also doing a fireworks display. So we're just going to hang out in the backyard, watch some fireworks, and get a little sloshed and crazy. What about you?
Going to Syracuse, see the in-laws. I'm excited.
Is there a fireworks display? Because you go up there all the time for 4th of July, right?
No.
No?
No, we used to go to Wilson. And then now we're going to Syracuse to see my father-in-law and stepmother-in-law, technically.
Hell yeah.
So excited for that. But going to swim with Ava. So that's the big focus. Swimming with a 2-year-old and see how she does.
Has she swam before?
Not like this. Not like this. She's paddled in the water, but I'm literally just going to like...
Throw her in there and hope she doesn't drown?
Yeah. Funny story, family story. Colleen hates it. I'm 2. At my aunt's house in West Seneca. My dad grabs me from under my armpits and throws me in the pool. 2 years old. True story. My mom goes ballistic. Right before they got divorced, mind you. She goes ballistic.
Was that why they got divorced?
No.
Oh. That'd have been a better
so
story.
I remember it. So, which is foreshadowing into today's episode. What is your earliest memories? I remember being thrown in the pool by my dad, going underwater, panicking, looking up, and then swimming up to it. And being fine. Like, I just naturally started swimming and paddling to get air. Didn't drown. No issues, no panic, no freak out. And then my dad then grabbed me and picked me up, and he goes, see, you're good. Nothing to be afraid of. And my mom was losing her mind. Backyard party at my Aunt Joanne's house. Never forget that. All the McCoys were there, whole thing. So I told Colleen, I'm doing the same thing to Ava. Absolutely not. Lost her mind. Firstborn, mom, mother instinct, mama bear. Meh. You know, she's 5'1", so it's like, eh. And I'm like, all right, so we'll modify it. You know, break generational cycles, whatever. Less trauma, less therapy later, whatever. Save my daughter money, but yeah, I wanna put her in the water and see what she does, because kids, I mean, dude, we're in the sack, bro. There's water,
yeah.
Like it's
Oh,
fluid,
yeah.
so you know, it's like Neo in the Matrix. So like, let's figure it out. Swim, you're fine. I'm right here. I'll keep you from dying. I don't want you to die. You're 2 years old. I love you.
So you're not going to throw her in, but are you going to submerge her?
Yeah. I'm going to
like
place
baptism?
Maybe. But I'll just kind of like, put her in and see what she does. I'll walk her into the shallow end and then just, let go. See what she does. Who knows? Who knows?
What do you think she's going to do?
Swim. It's human instinct. It's in her DNA.
Is it?
It's evolution, 100%.
I don't know if swimming, like if we were fishes,
No.
then it would be a human instinct.
No, we
but
need
we're
air.
Not,
It's a survival
well,
instinct.
yeah, but like our human instinct is not to swim. We're not fish.
I did it. I got thrown into a pool, and I literally swam to the surface.
Well, because you were always meant to be a Navy SEAL. So
Funny. I'm good. I don't want to write a book. So what's your earliest memory? Because when we were in college, they always said in psych classes, because we were criminal justice majors back in the day, that you don't have any memories before 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, bullsh. So what's your earliest memory?
I don't know.
You
And
know,
I don't know how you do know. I have one memory.
trauma.
Fair.
Yeah.
I have one memory of my Uncle Gary. I was in like this little standing thing and he was playing. But I think that memory comes from watching it on a DVD that my dad filmed and I watched it at a later time. So I don't think that was a true memory. I think it was a memory of recollecting what I once saw on a video. Does that make sense?
Yes. Now, here's a crazy true story. My grandpa passes away. We're at his house, and my uncles and my Aunt Joanne, she's the patriarch of the family. They find an old VHS of an old house party at my Aunt Joanne's house, where we're in the basement. She had it's an amazing finished bar in the basement, full size bar. And I was always afraid of the back room because I thought it was haunted. It was always dark. It was her laundry room, but I wouldn't go in there. I thought it was demonic. They put this VHS in. We're at my grandpa's house watching this. I'm 32 now. I was 29, 30. He passed away a couple years ago. It was recent. I'm watching the video. And I'm like, oh, I remember this. And my dad goes, what? He goes, you're 2. This is 94. I was like, no, I remember this. I said, Grandpa's at the corner of the bar smoking a cigar. The bathroom's behind him. And then Mom is holding me in her right arm, and I look up at her. And my dad is just staring at me, and he blinks because they've seen this before. And my Uncle John just looks at me, and he goes, what? And I said, yeah, watch. I'm like, I remember the recorder. I remember them recording this video. And they pan over, and my grandpa's at the end of the bar, because think of it like an L, but it's real shallow. He's at the base of the L, shallow side, smoking a cigar on the base. Everybody's smoking. So he's smoking a cigar at the end of the bar, and they pan over, and I'm there, blonde curly locks, and my mom's holding me in her right arm, and then I said, right here. And then I look up, and my dad goes, what the how? I'm like, I remember this. I don't know. I just remember this. I remember the large sheet pizza in the back table. There was, if it was a birthday party, there was a cake, and then sheet pizza and a bucket of wings.
And you've never seen this video before?
I didn't know it existed. But I watched it after my grandpa's funeral because we're cleaning the house and we're doing all this stuff, and we had the whole family over, and they're like, oh yeah,
There's no way you could have saw it before.
No. Dude, I have memories of
how would you even know? I understand you looking up at your mom, but how would you even know there was a sheet pizza there if you don't even know what a sheet pizza is?
So I knew that there was because of multiple parties, it was always the same setup. So as I grew up, I'm like, oh yeah, sheet pizza's always food's always on the back table. It's always a sheet pizza. They always ordered pizza because there's a pizzeria around the corner. So I'm like, yeah, there's a sheet pizza there, but I'm using older experiences and then piecing together what that original memory was from that original party when I was 2. But my first memory was an argument with my parents. I was in my sister's bedroom. She's flipping through and reading a book. She's 3 years older. And I hear them arguing in the kitchen dining room area. And it's a super small house in Lackawanna, right by Lucarelli's. So, it's, Lake and Abbott,
Yeah.
Tim Hortons, the funeral home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you keep going straight on Abbott right before Lackawanna starts, because Lackawanna starts at the overpass, the White House is on the corner. If you make a right, you're in Fisher Court. You take that road to Fisher Court and you follow the 90 by the old Lackawanna toll booth. If you go straight underneath that overpass, you enter Lackawanna, make a left at your first side street. I lived in that neighborhood for a couple years.
If any of you want to go follow that, go check out Mike's childhood home.
So one of them, a lot of divorce, a lot of move, but yeah. So we're in that house, and I still remember the house layout, and because I see it when I like process that memory. My parents have a huge argument, and my sister's trying to get me to like not focus on that. And she goes, just read this book with me. And I'm like, I don't want to read. So I crawl to the door threshold and I peek my head out the door and I watch them argue. And I told my dad this story and he was like kind of shook. Like, how do you know that? Cause again, it was, I'm 1-2 years old time frame. And cause they split when I was 2 and, they get in the argument. My mom walks out the front door of the house. It's a screen door. The screen door slams shut, and my dad just like shrugs his shoulder, like, I don't know what to do. Like, she's nuts. And that's his honest reaction, right? And then he walks from the kitchen, like dining room area, like it's like my house now.
Yeah.
But it's like because the house is so small. And then he goes in the living room because it's attached, and he sits on the couch and he turns on Comedy Central. I watch him hit 55. And I tell my dad this. Like,
you don't think you're putting all this together now that you're older?
Dude, no. I remember it clear as day. Like, talked about it in therapy, like, processed the whole thing. I'm like, I specifically remember this fight. I remember the argument. I remember my mom walking out. I remember what she was wearing. I remember what he was wearing. And I tell my dad this, like, 4 years ago, and he, like, turned white.
So you're autistic, for sure.
Oh, there's something. Yeah, there's something.
Because there's no way that somebody that young can remember what their mom was wearing.
Well, it's trauma. I'm watching them in like a very intense argument, and I didn't know what that was. So I remember like the trauma of it. So what was crazy, not to get like, too personal or too deep into the weeds, because this is going to be on the internet forever, but so I go back into therapy, right? Because I'm in and out for forever. My childhood was horrendous. To an extent. My dad's awesome. So childhood's pretty intense. There's like court order therapy, whatever. And I'm in therapy and she goes, okay, we went through your timeline of, sections of 5. So like 0 to 5, what do you remember? So I tell her, she's like 5 to 10, what do you remember? And I'm like, okay. So I'm going through like, okay, I'm 6. I remember nothing. Like, and there's areas that are black. Like I don't remember legitimate sections of my childhood. Like there's times of my life, if you tell me like, if I ask you right now, like, what did you look like at 9 years old?
Dude, I have no idea.
So
you're going through all this right now, and I'm like, I don't know anything before I was like 15.
Right. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, like, that's black. That's black. That's black. Oh, but I remember this. I remember this. I remember this, and they're like traumatic events. And then my therapist looks at me and goes, okay, let's redo your timeline, but only positive. 0 to 5, what's positive? And I'm like, first home run, Della Ave, Lackawanna, same house. I'm like, first home run over the back fence. I'm like 1-2 years old because I was in that house until I was 2. And she's like, okay. And she goes, what's next? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, let me think. And it was, probably 20 minutes of awkward silence where and she's trying to help every couple minutes because there's nothing. And she's like, I'm getting paid to sit in silence. Like, I need to help him. And I'm like, my positive timeline is smoked. Like, I don't have positives until high school.
But I feel like though,
like
I don't have that either. Like if you told me what happened when I was age 7, I'd be like, bro, I don't even have an idea of where to start.
Right, but there's other ways to think about it. Like, okay, what do you remember from first grade? What do you remember from second grade?
Nothing.
Really?
Nothing.
Yeah, no, I do.
But I think that you're an anomaly because you just told me what your mother wore on the time that you and her and your dad fought.
Well, dude, Wednesday Whisker Review, I just told you what I wore during a Wednesday Whisker Review from 2 years ago. Like blue shorts, white shirt, crew neck.
You said that?
Yeah.
I think I'm just disabled and you are autistic. I think that's where we're at.
Maybe. But there's... but yeah, like, dude, it's a whole thing, man.
See, that's the thing with therapy is I feel like I would be very not helpful. They would be like, what am I doing here? Like, I remember this is my therapy. So I went to a golf fitting and I got a new driver. And my first 3 shots, he was like, why are we doing this? And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like that'd be the same thing with therapy.
Well, so honestly, think about it. What's your first memory?
I have zero idea because my dad took so much video for everything. He always had a camcorder on him. So I have video. He gave me a video and he goes, here's your first year. Watch it when Serena turns a year. So you guys can see like how similar you are to Serena. I'm like, that's sweet. But now all of my potential memories are not necessarily replaced, but now I'm conflicted of was that an actual memory or was that me watching a video of what I remembered? So like that video of me and my Uncle Gary, that was a video that I watched. I don't know if that's a memory that I have of me and my Uncle Gary or if that was a memory of me watching a video of me and my Uncle Gary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that's where I feel like I'm like I couldn't even tell you what year that was. I think I was probably 2, but I have zero idea. Like I feel like therapy would be like just leave.
It's interesting because I've always been told by friends and family you have a weird, like, you have a really good memory, but like it's weird, like it's almost uncanny, but at the same time almost all of it is negative until a certain age, and then it's a mix, and there's so much that I blacked out to get through it and like survive, and it was to protect basically so that I could get through it. But yeah, I mean, it's to a level that a lot of people think that I'm lying, and that's the next phase of me dealing with that and battling with that, because for one, I'm not, and for two, it's hard to hear because what's to lie about?
Yeah.
Like, it's history. Like, that's what it was. That's what it is, you know? And there's stuff that I don't remember until I'll have a conversation with my sister, and she'll bring something up, and she'll always start with, remember? And she'll, like, hit me, and we always chuckle, you know? And she'll talk about a memory, and I'm like, oh, my God, no, I don't remember that at all. And then she'll go, okay, well, what about this? And then I'm like, oh, my God, I remember that. Like, I forgot. Like, that's so tucked away that, oh, that's crazy. But there's so much, dude. There's so much.
Yeah, like my parents are also divorced. So, and this is probably like what would come out in therapy, is that a lot of my memories are tied back to the guy that my mom was seeing at the time.
Yeah.
Not that it was like weird or uncomfortable for me, but it was just like, that is my, but again, if you told me, like, one of my memories that I have is, this is gonna sound so funny, and I'm sure my sister's gonna laugh at this, but like one of my memories that I have is that me and my sister were on a futon, staying over at a guy's house. His name was Joe, I think. My mom was seeing this guy, and he had an Al Pacino poster of Scarface in the room that we were staying in. So my sister and I created a song, stupid song, doesn't make sense. But it was Al Penicio, not his name, just so you know. It's Al Pacino, not Al Penicio. But we were just constantly singing Al Penicio, Scarface, Scarface, like that was the song that we sang. But if you asked me to even estimate when that was, no idea. I have no recollection of like time frame on that. Like I can, someone is going to diagnose me in this video, but like I can place all of the times that I was with my mom's boyfriends at the time, like all the different ones. But like that one is one that stands out. I just don't know when that was. So I couldn't even tell you I was 7 or I was 9 or I was 12. I have no idea. All I remember is like my sister and I on a futon singing that song.
And you don't remember the house layout when you were 1?
I mean, it's the same house that I live in now, that my mom's in now. So like I remember the layout, but obviously because I'm there like a couple times a month now.
Yeah.
So it's the same house. So like even then I don't have like I have recollection of my dad's apartment when my mom and my dad got first separated, but I think I was 4 or 5 at the time. Like I can't even remember that. A lot of the stuff, and I think this is more of like a personal flaw in me, but a lot of the stuff that would be negative, this is something that probably a therapist could pull out of me, but I just don't remember because I just don't care. Like my mom and my dad got divorced. Cool. I don't care about the date because it's not relevant to me anymore. I'm just moving forward. I'm close with my dad now. I'm as close as I can be with my mom now because of her condition. But like, I'm not remembering those dates of when they got divorced because like, is that going to be a Jeopardy question when I'm older? Like, I don't care. Like, who cares when I was or how old I was? It's just, that's the history. It doesn't matter to me anymore. That's how I view things, at least.
No, that's fair. I think a lot of my conundrum internally is that I'm always seeking answers to questions, you know, and anything that I can do to get an answer helps. And that goes down to, like one thing that I found out is when my mom passed, Feb 2018, the entire month I had messed up mentally. Like, don't remember correctly. It's tough to talk about, but I was like 3 weeks off. So I thought when the event occurred that led to her death, I thought that happened this day. It actually happened this day. And, you know, then I had to do this to get back home on these days. And then I thought this cop responded to the call. I was talking to that cop that I thought responded to the call, and then it actually was a different cop that responded to the call, and I'm like, dude, I apologize because I thought you were the first responding officer, and it's not. It's this guy. And, you know, because of the type of call that was called in, there was no, like, documentation or report that I can just go to the station and read. So, like, I learned that, but I learned all of that, like, this year, you know, like 24, 25, and the whole thing happened in 18. And then I found out my sister's viewpoint of the whole thing interacting with me, where, you know, I'm 6 months into a 12-month deployment. The whole thing happens. I'm granted 9 days of leave to come home and deal with it and then go back and finish deployment. And, okay, so you do that. So I'm traveling across the globe, basically across half the globe, speaking 4 different languages to get home, and my sister's talking to me in the car to go to the hospital, except I'm not even, like, emotionally responding to her. I'm, like, just a complete robot. I'm a facade. Like, I'm a shell of me. And she's talking to me, and I'm like, okay, sounds good, roger that. And I'm looking, and I'm just like, okay, like, let's just do this. Like, let's just get to the next thing. And then she's telling me this, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, wow. Like, now that I'm out, for one, right? Yeah. I'm not in that time and space, and I'm not mentally in that time and space, and I'm hearing her side of the whole thing, and I'm sitting there like, man, I was like that? And she goes, dude, you were dead inside. You were just, like, literally Jason Bourne. Like, complete not mentally there at all, like super confused on who you were, like not, just way different. And it, like, then you hear that and you're like, I didn't even know, you know, like I was the first dude in the funeral home, you know, like all this thing starts in 50 minutes and I'm early, you know, I already got gas. Yeah. I already got gas. You know, I already got a car wash.
You got the car wash.
And And he's like, "Oh, are you the son that's in the service?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "What do you need help setting up with?" And he's like, "Nothing.
This isn't a party.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
like,
gotta bring out
"What?"
plates. Yeah.
I was like, I was like, "Where is she?" And he's like, she's sir, apologies. Like, she's placed over here." And he's like doing his job, and I'm just like, "Where is she?"
Yeah.
Just like it's, not. I was so detached, and it's wild, but I remember it.
So now are you now very cognizant of Ava's upbringing because you remembered things when you were 2 years old? Like when you have a fight with Colleen, obviously I feel like our fights with our significant others are a little bit different. Just knowing how you and I were both brought up, our fights with our significant others are probably a little bit less severe
They're also
as our parents were.
They're like non-existent.
That's what I'm saying. So like without saying that straightforwardly, are you more cognizant with around Ava knowing that you knew and remembered things when you were 2 and you want her to have good feelings?
It just happened.
Yeah.
Like a work phone call exploded, got super hot. I'm at home. It's an after-hours phone call with a coworker, and he and I like love each other. We're very much on the same page, and we ended up both venting. So like he was here, I was here, I was here, he was here. Like it was just matching, and then we finally were just like, we agree. Like we both want the same thing. We're just trying to get there different ways, and then we both went back down to like a 5, and we're like, dude, all right, yeah, let's just keep working to make it better. And that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Like no issues. Next morning, he calls me. We handle it. We're both at like a -5. Everyone else is like a 30. Like we're good.
Yeah.
Like no worries. And then right after that phone call, right as we went back down to like a 5, I called Ava over and she gave me a hug. And she's 2, but like I don't want her to see that. I don't want her to see me emotional and like swearing and venting about work, and I don't want to bring that home. And I openly had a conversation with Colleen because we've always wanted 2 kids ever since we've been dating. Like whenever it happens, but I openly told her recently, like, listen, if we have a boy, it's going to be unbelievably difficult for me emotionally, because it's one thing with her and like doing the right thing, breaking the cycle, tucking her in every night as much as I can, or like, just making sure that I say goodnight, I love you if Colleen puts her to bed, which is, sometimes most of the time. But it's, especially like tonight, like when I get home, she's already going to be passed out. But if I have a boy, it's going to be hard.
In what way? Like you'll want to be more present, or
an abundance of love, like to the point of smothering. That's already kind of like with Ava. She's very opinionated, also because she's 2, but she'll just be like, no, and she'll like push away, and she's cute because she's adorable, but like, and that's how she is. Like she doesn't want to hug, she doesn't want to kiss, and I'm like, I need you to know that I love you, and which she does. I'm just insane, but I'm also broken, right? But like if I have a son, I'm gonna see me,
right?
And that's why I can't not go to therapy.
Right.
Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to handle that, like, other than a lot of crying.
Mm-hmm.
And I already told Colleen that. Like, I'm going to cry pretty much every night. Like, I'm going to tuck him into bed. Like, I tell Ava all the time, I'm so proud of you. Like, you're learning how to say rectangle. I'm so proud of you. I love you so much. And it's rec-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Like, that's how she says rectangle. And that's the cutest thing in the world.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm proud of you.
I'm just getting Serena to be able to say I love you. Like she's almost there.
Yeah.
Like
dude, 1 and 2 is 1 and 2 is it.
I love you, and she goes I love, and like she's not forming that last part of the sentence, and I just look at her. I'm like, you're so freaking cute.
I know.
I love it.
I know. And that's it. Like, in 1 and 2, there's so many changes, man. Like, it's so much fun. And then when you hit like 2s into 3s, like terrible 2s to an extent, but like our kids are awesome. But it's, like if I have a son, it's gonna be way, way, way different, different emotionally.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in to today's episode. I mean, we talked about earliest memories. What are some of your earliest memories that you remember? Clearly, Mike has a crazy memory, and it just goes back way too far. And I remember nothing. So I just remember what we drank today during the Wednesday whiskey review, and that's a stretch. So let us know your oldest memories down below, and we appreciate you. And tune in next week when we talk about something else, because these are going to keep going. And this is Mike and I's therapy. Mike pays for therapy. I don't. Mike is my therapist, and we all know that that's not going to end very well. So we're just going to continue going. Mike just poured another glass, so I guess we're doing episode 3 right now. And we'll see you next week. Appreciate you all. Please remember to always drink responsibly in person. And Michael,
do not let her.
We're out.